If you want to know how to create textures, glitchy stuff out of a simple, yeah, it's not a snare, it's basically it's a one-shot snare, but I took a different sound out of it. It's kind of just a click, you know, and yeah, out of this click we create a little bit of a texture, percussion kind of thing that you can add on top of your drums, your drum loops. So yeah, if you want to make your drums more interesting, more glitchy sounding, a little bit more darker sounding, this video is for you. I want to walk you through a effect chain that I came up with, and hopefully you can get yourself inspired by and hopefully infuse some techniques, some stuff that I use in there for your very own track. And yeah, don't forget to download my one tool Ableton Live preset pack. This is based on Ableton Live stock plugins. I created 11 presets that are aimed to spark fresh ideas for you, to spark or infuse new inspiration to your project files, because those little tools are aimed to transform sounds, simple sounds, into something more complex. So yeah, if you want that, it's completely for free. Download it on the link below. It's Ableton Live based stock plugins. So yeah, if you want that, go and grab it. And yeah, now let's have some fun together inside Ableton Live. Remember, this is advice buffet. Take what you like, don't take what you don't like. Take what inspires you and have some fun, and leave the rest just on the table, right? So yeah, hope you like it. Let's jump over to this week's video. Thanks for watching. Alright, so for this week's video I want to walk you through a little yeah, let's call it effect sound here. Let's walk you through the steps that I took and the chain involved. So I want to reveal a little bit what's going on in this chain here, and hopefully you can adapt and let yourself inspire by this little chain here and come up with your very own sound. So by the way, if you haven't downloaded my one tool preset pack based on Ableton Live effects, stock plugins effects, go and grab it. It's downloadable on the link below. This is basically one tool that adds a lot to the table, as you can hear in a second. And yeah, I want to uncover this. And yeah, inside the pack you have also similar stuff like I show you in this video. So yeah, go and grab it if you don't have it already, and hopefully you can infuse some fresh inspiration. So now, sorry, let's jump into this yeah, video here. So first thing what I use here is MD Snake. It's an adaptation, Max for Life adaptation from a Eurorack modular module, right? So this is basically for free. We have the option to get it for free, and we also have the option here to add swing, right? We have nodes, gates, velocity, and custom. So with the custom we can basically assign a value here, for example frequency, map it to the steps here, right? So it plays different values and controls it kind of, right? If you want to do that, just a little side note here. But for this chain here we do something different. So let's have a quick listen here to the track and then to the effect sounds itself. And so on, right? So what I'm talking about here is this effect here. Yeah, I added a little automation, but let's get rid of that. And let's see how it sounds without effect here. So this is the bare sound. Pretty boring, right? But with the sounds, with the effect chain here that I created, sounds a little bit more interesting, right? So let's first start. Again, I used MD Snake as a trigger, you know, some notes. We need some notes to trigger the sound. Then we have the sound here in the, I think it's a simpler, right? Yes, it's a simpler and simple Simple contains a simple sound, like a snare, like this. But I wasn't using the snare itself, but I used just a click. I want a kind of a noise, you know, that I can play with, like this, right? If we change the snake here, snake shape a little bit, we get a different vibe out of it very quickly within a click, you know. Now yeah, so the first thing in the chain is I think it's a tube saturator from Ableton Live, and dynamic tube, sorry, and I don't know if it does a lot to the table, but yeah, it gives a little bit of a vibe maybe. Then the second thing is a freeware plugin from Valhalla, frequency echo, you know. Let's go through them one by one. So this is the first one, this is the second one. Right? Second one, another Valhalla plugin for free, space modulator. It doesn't do too much to the sound itself, but still it adds a little bit of space, a little bit more interesting texture maybe. Then another freeware plugin from Valhalla, super massive, called you can make some really interesting sounds here within just a few clicks, as you can see. Some reverse sounds, as you could see, right? Maybe this can be interesting in some context, you know, I think. Just layering it, just a tiny little bit. Then the third plugin is basically just an utility to add some gain. Then an LFO that basically controls in random the dry wet of this echo, and this echo basically brings a lot to the table, right? As you can hear, I've chosen short delay times here. It's not synced to the sound, to the BPM of Ableton Live, you know. And yeah, using ping pong setting here, a little bit of reverb, and I also added a little bit of resonance here, but you need to be careful, you know. The key point here is to add the feedback just where it starts endlessly and creates a feedback loop, right? Now let's play a little bit with resonance with filter here. Right, so this also brings lots to the table. I haven't done much to the modulation here. We can play around with it. You get even more glitches and stuff, you know. Some random glitches. Pretty much like this, honestly. Yeah, AB as you can hear. And by the way, if you want to make a dry wet knob for several plugins, you can do so by selecting them, group them, and then create a chain, duplicate the chain, and then basically drop them both up. One is dry, one is wet. And then we have another little selector here which determines the sound volume, kind of, you know. And then click here and add a macro. This is our dry wet selector for all those plugins, those chains that I just showed you, right? So this is all wet. Let me see if I set it up correctly. Sometimes I get confused by these blue lines here. Of course we need to turn them on. Yeah, this is wet. no, dry, sorry. So we need to do it exactly the opposite. Like this. Now we created the wet dry knobs. Knob. Okay, collapse those. Right, and now we have a little chain here created. Right. Pretty easy. I can select dry wet for a collection of different effects, so I can save that easily in my collection, share it with you, whatever. Yeah, so yeah, hope this was helpful. Again, if you want to download my one tool preset pack, it's something similar like this one, you know, but it's more based on one tool. As you could just see, the Ableton's Echo plugin can add a lot to the table. So yeah, hope this was helpful and hope this was inspiring. So yeah, hope you can make some effect sounds, glitch kind of tracks, sounds, textures, whatever you want to call it, for your raw minimal or micro house or minimal tracks. So yeah, have fun. And here's a little side note, by the way, if you want to know how I made those sounds here, for example, textures and whatnot, or this one, or this one, maybe it's just the one I showed you, right? Maybe this one. Yeah, basically just let me know. Yeah, just let me know in the comment section so I can maybe make a video about that as well if you want to hear it. So yeah, this is the video for this week. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the time. Cheers. Bye bye.